Greetings, brothers and sisters, family and friends. I am the Minister of Wellness, Nathaniel Jordan, and I'm welcome you to part 6 in the 12 components of food addiction. This is part 6, the 12 components of food addiction, making and keeping us fat and sick. If this is your first time coming across one of my videos, please watch all of the 5 parts. And then before you even start this, you need to watch all 12 parts of the power of the G-bombs. The number one most important thing in your quest for knowledge is, in your quest for excellent health, is knowledge. That's the number one thing that you need, extensive knowledge. And that's why I'm delivering these online health seminars for you all. Because I want you all to prosper and be in good health. Thank you for your support, for the purchases of books and supplements. It's much needed. I'm a nonprofit organization. I speak the hard, cold truth about health. So it doesn't matter if you hear me on a radio show or you see me on a TV show and you're like, man, that brother, all these people and millions of people listening to him, he on this show and that TV show. Listen, that don't mean a thing. All that means is that millions of insane food addicts heard it, and only a few who heard the message have greatness within them to want to change. Just like you all. The net was thrown out and you all heard it. But at the same time you all heard it, millions others heard it, and they tuned me out because of the power of food addiction. And they'd rather die, and they'd rather you die with them. But you're saying no to that. You're saying no. So I need your support. I will always need your support. And what I do, I cannot do without your support. And also, I greatly apologize. A sister and a few other people reached out to me. They tried to donate through the Cash App, because the Cash App allows you to donate for whatever you can. I understand some people may not be able to even get a book or get a DVD or a supplement, but they still want to donate something, even if it's as little as $10. And I put up my Cash App. I had it wrong. I was telling you all as Minister of Health. So I don't know how in the world I'm mistaken my own Cash App name, but it's Minister of Wellness. Minister of Wellness, which is what I am. I'm the Minister of Wellness, but it's not the Minister of Wellness. It's $ Minister of Wellness. And Cash App is easy. You just download it on your phone. And also, they don't take out as much fees when you do donate to me like PayPal does. So Cash App is an excellent way. It's $ Minister of Wellness, Minister of Wellness. And that's another way to donate. And I thank you for those who reached out to me about that error. Make no mistake about it. If we were not addicted to junk foods, meat and dairy, Big Pharma and all its minions, such as the cancer treatment industry, cardiology, psychiatry, breast cancer awareness month, St. Jude, the entire Western health or death care system would collapse within a year. It would be utter chaos. I want you all to pay very close attention to what I'm saying here. This shows you how evil America is. That think about this, if everyone started eating G-bombs and working out for an entire year and start living an overall greener life, got rid of the toxic deodorants and soaps and lotions and so forth, the most powerful corporations controlling our government would collapse. Millions of people would lose their jobs if everyone started eating to live. How many of y'all have contemplated on that? Millions of people will lose their jobs, including me. So I guess the question is, well, what would I do? Well, I tell you what, that'd be a good problem to have. That'd be a good problem to have. Because I want you to be in good health. My success is your success. My success isn't based off of nobody being sick. Now, again, I want to emphasize the importance of watching all of the other videos. Now, if you're going to be hard-headed and you only want to do this series, the 12 components of food addiction, at least make sure you watch the first part, the pleasure trap. So again, the ones who really are serious about learning, you will watch all the videos. It's always amazing to me to see how, with the power of the G-bombs, the first part, it has over 3,000 views, and I made it very clear that it's a 12-part series, but the viewership is cut in half. As I go from the first part all the way down to the 12th part, it's only half the amount of viewers. So people drop out. And it's the same with this series. The first part is garnering a lot of attention, and now slowly but surely people are dropping out. So for those of you all who have kept up with all of them, I have no doubt in my mind I'll be seeing your success story very soon. And I'm happy for you, and I'm proud of you for staying the course. The pleasure trap, all these components flow from the pleasure trap. If the Franken foods causing obesity, sickness, and death were not so addicting, these other components would not exist. But we have an entire complex system that has been developed over the last few decades to maintain a culture of suicide by diet. And the biggest thing that the addiction has done, as I always state, especially in the last part, and I know I lost a lot of people with that last part. I know that was some heavy hitting stuff. This one won't be as heavy hitting, but I know part 5 was heavy hitting, and it was much longer than the other ones. I told you all that the ego trap might be real long too, because that one's deep. Because remember, the ego trap is talking about those people who want you to die with them. They want you on the death train with them. People that'll put junk food in your mouth. You know, there's people like that. They call them food bullies. People have lost their ability to think straight. Addiction makes you illogical. To continuously to do something that's harmful to you is insane. Now, many habits, bad habits, are not socially or spiritually acceptable, so you have more support that exists to combat an addiction such as a crack cocaine addiction, a porn addiction, or alcoholic. You have more support because those aren't socially or spiritually acceptable. But when it comes to food addiction, it is a part of our culture to be fat and sick. So therefore, unlike being an alcoholic, if you're not a food addict, if you are not fat, if you're not taking prescription medications, you're the oddball. And the insane food zombies will flip the switch on you and make you feel guilty for showing up to the family gathering and refusing to eat all that junk food that was prepared for you. In the world of food addicts, up is down, left is right. Unhealthy is healthy. And healthy is unhealthy. Fat is good and skinny is bad. Pills that come from plants, you all know all these prescription poisons, they're manipulated, processed, beat down, sorcerized plants. To them, that's real medicine. But when you tell them skip the processing and just eat the whole plant, they tell you that's rabbit food. And to get away from all of this madness can cause a lot of pain, mostly psychologically. And that's what the focus of the 6th component of food addiction is. It's through much suffering, brothers and sisters, that we become great at whatever we have to achieve in life. Remember, trying or wanting to be healthy won't get the job done. You only get in life what you have to have. And to get that have to requires suffering. The problem is we as human beings do all we can to avoid pain and suffering. So again, our journey towards excellent health becomes that much more difficult. And the truth of the matter is, it shouldn't be so difficult to be what humans are supposed to be. This is truly sad. The situation that we're living in. We're supposed to be lean, muscular, and die of old age. That's supposed to be our natural course. All of this obesity and disease and having 12 components of food addiction, this is not natural. It's abnormal. We're supposed to be living within nature, eating foods that grow from earth to fuel our bodies. And even all of our hygiene products should be earth-based. This industrialized society that we're living in is not natural and has fueled the fastest growing cancer epidemic in world history. When you are suffering through the cravings and the extinction burst, the second and third components of food addiction, you must stay focused on the bigger picture. And if you don't know what the extinction burst is, well, that's because you're not watching all the videos like you're supposed to. You're not serious about your health. What would you rather have? A few moments of pain now to reach your health goals, or a lifetime of pain if you don't reach your health goals? We cannot allow the fleeting pleasure of fleshly desires to strip us of a far greater reward. Is that sugary junk you're about to consume worth the guilt you will feel after? Have to think about this. Is it worth adding more fat to your body? Is it worth the destruction on your brain cells, the feeding of cancer cells waiting to metastasize, the damage to the cells of your arterial walls? Is it worth it? For instance, it's foolish to eat a slab of meat by itself or as the main course of a meal. Absolutely foolish. I don't care if it's clean and raised from scratch. Now, if you just have to have, and you think about that, you have to have the taste of some animal flesh. You have to. You absolutely have to. Okay, so you say, well, yes, I do. I have to have it. Okay, well, it should be within the confines of a plant-rich meal, meaning a few ounces sprinkled in here and there. So, for instance, you make a black bean burger, then you put an ounce of homegrown beef in it. But to sit there and eat a quarter-pound grass-fed burger, let me tell you something, that saturated fat will immediately thicken your blood, damaging your arteries, putting you at risk for a sudden heart attack or stroke. And it happens every 20 seconds in America. We are what we eat. There is no in between. Moderation only exists in our food addicted minds. What we are either strengthens us or weakens us. Nothing, and there is nothing that is healing or strengthening about meat and dairy, period. I need it for strong bones. That's a lie. That's a lie. Again, if you're listening to this and you still believe that mess, you have not watched the 12 components, my 12-part series on the power of the G-bombs. And the reason why you haven't watched it, unless this is just by chance that you popped up on this video first, but it's because you're not serious. And if I was you and you've gotten this far and you haven't watched it, you need to stop the video and go watch all the other ones. Again, and that's why with all the questions, I will answer your questions. But if you ask me a question and it was answered in one of my videos, I'm going to tell you to watch the video. That's going to be my response. And please don't get upset when I respond that way. I don't have time to health coach people through YouTube. I'm already taking the time to give you all of this information for free. This is literally a 12-part, 24-part online webinar that I'm doing because I want you all to be successful. And I know everybody can't afford to spend to come out January the 4th to my seminars. I know that. I know many of y'all, you're not connected with organizations that have the funds to partner with me so I can come out and do a seminar in your city. I know all of that. I understand that. So that's why I have an obligation as the Minister of Wellness to deliver this content for free. Deliver this content for free. So you need to, and in doing that, that's why I'm letting you know as through this system to watch everything and watch the 7 parts full length lectures that I have in that playlist. Because if you watch all of those things, it's probably not going to be too many questions that you should have about, should I eat this? Should I eat that? Most likely, I've probably already covered it. Your great grandmother who lived to be 150 years old, despite her nutritional follies, was helped by the fact that she ate and was not, and what she ate that was not good for her was offset by her more natural way of living and her environment. You all understand that? Let me repeat that again. Your everybody always tell my great grandma lived to be 150 and she ate the pig and the slop. Well, that was offset by her more natural way of living, her natural environment. It was offset. And most of the time you all are lying and over exaggerating about exactly what your great grandma ate anyway. You weren't there for every single meal that she ate. And when your grandmother and great grandma was growing up, there were no fat children. There was no St. Jude. Hospitals housing entire hospitals whose entire focus is on childhood cancer. So you're over exaggerating. Even your grandmother's junk food was organic. A 2-year-old can understand this logic. And therefore, the silliness of continually talking about great grandma when defending your poor eating habits in 2019. Our diet must be adjusted to fit our time. And that's what the nutritarian diet does much better than any other eating style on the planet. That's why we have the most dramatic success stories. Forget what they did in the past. This is now. So for all you flesh eating lovers, do your health a favor and watch my video, Go Vegan ASAP. It's painful to change your eating habits, especially when it comes to food. So people will fight it and will fight you if you attempt to disrupt their eating style. Again, leave them alone and work out your own health salvation with fear and trembling. Let your light of excellent health shine before men, not let them hear your mouth. I'm speaking from experience. I'm trying to save you all a lot of heartache. Food addiction is more powerful than crack cocaine. So you have to consider that before you tell somebody eating a Whopper from Burger Kill you that they're going to have a stroke. That might not be the wisest thing to say at the moment. A dear friend of mine cannot push herself through the extinction burst. The initial craving she can resist. But when the brain throws that kitchen sink at her, the pain is too much. And yes, it can be just as much physical as psychological, especially with the withdrawal pains. Now, I'll talk more about the physical pain in part 7 and 8 when we deal with toxic hunger and bad bacteria. but my friend can't make it through the withdrawal. She needs to check herself into rehab. But again, those places are few and far in between, and the ones that do exist are very expensive. I remember health coaching a sister who paid for the consultation. So most people, they can't overcome the pain of withdrawal. And then I know a sister who paid for a wellness consultation with me just so I could teach her how to fight her family and friends. The culture of obesity is so toxic in her family that if they sensed she was trying to go from morbidly obese, she was over 300 pounds, to just obese, they will persecute her. Yeah. I'm talking about calling a 280 pound woman a crackhead. Now, I know these people are mentally ill because of their food addiction, but that's evil. You're going to persecute a woman goes from 300 pounds to 280, and you're going to beat her down like that, telling her she look like a crackhead. I haven't heard from her. The pain of overcoming social normalcy is probably too much. My prayers are with all of you all, having to wake up every day and spend much of your day with people that don't care whether they live or die and want to keep you down with them. The more successful you become, the lonelier it will be. It's always lonely at the top of the mountain. It's always lonely, but the view at the top, it's beautiful. There's nothing more pleasurable in the world than to overcome the pain to reach the top of the mountain and then help others rise with you. I wouldn't trade being the minister of wellness for anything in the world. We reap what we sow. If you sow poison in your body, pain and premature death will come. If you sow the seeds of commitment, dedication, discipline, suffering for righteousness' sake, you will reap joy and peace of mind. The pain of battling food addiction may endure for a night, but the joy of excellent health will come in the morning. So in conclusion, brothers and sisters, there is no easy way out of suffering. To believe you can regain excellent health after years of abusing yourself is nonsensical. Millions of Americans are addicted to pain pills because they were looking for an easy way out. Or they were duped into believing a pipe dream that a pill could solve their pain. But in them, this is the ironic thing about that, in them attempting to do what was easy, now their life is extremely hard. So instead, we must do what is temporarily hard, and then our life will be easy. Except where you are. Take full responsibility for your current weight and health situation. You did this to yourself, not somebody or not some system. You ate yourself into fatness and sickness, and now you must do what is necessary to overcome your situation. You're not a victim to anyone or anything except yourself. Forget what happened in the past. I'm talking about now. Because even if you indeed have done all that you can, and you do all that you can, and you still have trouble overcoming it's still up to you to do what is required. Defeating the standard American diet and culture is not for the faint of heart. It's not. I want you to think about this. Hardly any Americans born after the rise of fast food in the 50s and 60s will make it to 100 years old and die peacefully in their sleep. Remember, fast food and Monsanto and this whole wicked industrialized system of all these toxic chemicals, it really came to light after World War II, so by that time, your grandma and great-grandma and granddad who supposedly ate chitlins and hot sauce for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they were already adults. They were already grown. They had already fully developed. No, but most Americans born after the 50s and 60s, hardly any of them, if any, will make it to 100 years old, and not just make it to an old age, but be strong and vigorous and die peacefully in their sleep. I'm talking like Jack LaLanne. But he was born before fast food rose. But nevertheless, the day before he died, you know what he was doing? Was he strapped to a bunch of tubes, suffering? No, he worked out. At 96 years old, he could do finger push-ups. He did his workout. He did his usual 2-hour workout that day. Then he went to sleep and the Lord took him away. But again, he was born way before the current food system came into power. So if you think you can achieve that level of excellence throughout your entire life, like him, without enduring a lot of rough times and pain and suffering, you live in a pipe dream. I have some swampland in Arizona to sell you. I leave you with this quote from the greatest motivational speaker this world has ever produced, Les Brown. I leave you with this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, famine, nor gout, sickness, nor pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you beseech and beset it with the help of God Almighty, you will get it. I can be healthy. I will be healthy. I must be healthy. And that's pain avoidance. That's pain avoidance. You can do it. You can do it. We're going to move on to toxic hunger in part 7. Tune in, catch up with all the other videos. We rolling right through. After this, I'm going to do a series devoted to autoimmune disease. That's going to take about 3 or 4 parts on autoimmune disease. Then I'm going to do a 4-part series on the fundamentals of eating to live. And then I'm going to do a video dedicated to no oils, why this is a no oil diet. The nutritarian diet style that I teach is a no oil diet and no salt. So those are the next sets of videos coming up as we head into summertime. For books, DVDs, and high quality supplements, everything that you purchase from my website is a donation to me. I appreciate it. I can't do this without you all support. But even if you're not able to give monetarily, I want you to get healthy so you can give me that testimonial, because that's still worth gold. that's still worth gold. But for those of you all who are able to, I have plenty of things that you could get for your donation. All my books are in stock. 100 Best Foods for Health and Longevity comes with a 3-month membership to Dr. Furman website, which gives you access to 1,500 different nutritarian recipes. I have supplements in stock, including supplements to help lower your cholesterol, to help lower your blood sugar, to help improve your mood. Anti-cancer supplement, all of that's on my website for donation. A set donation price. You can give more, but it's a set donation price. The ministerofwellness.com, again, for those who want to donate something but can't afford any of those options. My Cash App is Minister of Wellness. Minister of Wellness is the Cash App. And for those of you all who are able to make it, I know all of you would come if you were able to the 2K20 weight loss health fair and seminar. That it will be held Saturday, January 4th, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Polish Heritage Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Beautiful event center. And again, I know all of you all will come if you were able to. The $15 early bird specials are on sale now through Labor Day. And you can purchase your tickets now at 2K20weightloss.eventbrite.com, 2K20weightloss.eventbrite.com. There's also a VIP package that is available. Go to 2K20weightloss.eventbrite.com. And for those of y'all who absolutely can't come, you're like, man, I wish I could hear you speak live. Well, this series that I'm going over, and even the G-bombs, all of this is a critical, all of these are part of my knowledge and application-based signature programs, which I have meticulously designed to empower people with the principles they need to eradicate obesity disease. So for more information, NATHANIELJordan.com, and share this information with your local church. And I know the larger churches usually have health ministries, but then you have different organizations that have event organizers, meeting planners, and so forth. And see if they will be willing. There might be a health fair coming up in your area soon or in a few months. You never know. You give them my information and say, hey, it'd be great to have the Minister of Wellness to come out and speak during this event. You just never know. There's meetings and events going on all the time. It's all about getting my information in the hands of the right person. And some of you all are doing that. Some of you all have reached out to me and told you, hey, I gave your information. Urban League is hosting a health fair, a community health fair. I gave them your website. Have they reached out to you yet? I know once you give it to somebody, that's in the hands of the Most High when and if they respond. But that's my website for speaking, NATHANIELJordan.com. Eat your G-bombs, greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. And I hope you all live a long life in excellent health.